I was 10 years old, and I was going to church camp with my mom. We were all going to Florida to stay in a beach house around the ocean. My mom had a couple of friends that were going as well. They all were scuba divers. My mom's friend was picking us up in a Mustang. Once we got in the car, we started our 4-hour journey to Florida. It was long and boring, as a 10-year-old would think it would be. It felt like forever. It actually didn't even feel like 4 hours. I fell asleep like 10 times. We would keep ourselves occupied with board games, I Spy, and games of that nature since I was a little kid, and I didn't really have a phone back then. After hours had passed and I woke up from my nap, my mom woke me up. She said we've arrived, and I was excited because I love to swim, as any kid does. So I rushed to get out of the car. I unbuckled my seat and completely took off. I was gonna go swim first, but we had to go inside to get our gear on. I had no idea how to put my gear on, so I had a grown-up help me. I was just excited to go scuba diving. At the time, now that I think of it, I don't know why they let a 10-year-old go scuba diving. He has no idea what to stay away from, and what's okay. After everybody was ready, about 20 minutes later, we checked our tanks, and we were ready to go. They told me various things to stay away from, like stingray and sharks, but I already knew that. We got in the boat. It took us like 30 minutes to get in the middle of the ocean. And after that, we were ready to drop down. Now the first 20 minutes were a blast. I saw some fish I've never saw before. Some tropical fish. I saw starfish, and I saw some coral. I think what amazed me the most was the blue water and how blue it was. I had never seen anything like it because I lived in Missouri. It's a bunch of just trees and crackheads around there, so this was completely new to me. After about 20 minutes, my mom called me back up. Somebody tapped me and pointed up, giving the instruction to swim back up to the top. I figured I'd better listen to them since they were grown-ups and I probably wouldn't get the chance to swim again if I didn't listen. I then began to swim up to the top. After about 20 seconds of trying to swim back up to the top, I felt a nudge on the bottom of my flipper. I didn't know what it was. I looked down. I didn't really see anything. I figured it swam off now. I continued to try to swim back up to the top. Then I felt another nudge, but this nudge, it had half of my foot in its mouth. Whatever it was big. I got scared and panicked and tried to swim back up to the top as fast as I could. It really just backfired on me because I was flailing my arms in unknown directions, and I just stayed in one place. And when I did that, I couldn't really swim back up to the top because I was moving so fast. And then it put my whole foot in its mouth, and then it continued to drag me to the bottom. As it was dragging me, the blue water suddenly became black. As it became black, I tried to yell up. I knew nobody could hear me, but I tried anyways. Maybe they would see like the bubbles or something. I continued to fight with this thing, whatever it was on my foot. I couldn't see it because it was too dark. I punched, and it bit me harder and harder every time I did so. I heard a splash at the top, assuming somebody came in to save me. This thing now bit my leg, and I was bleeding, and I knew that could attract sharks, so I tried even harder to swim back up. And it's something else. It wasn't a fish. It wasn't a creature of any sort. It was a hand, grabbed my arm, and pulled me back up. I didn't know what this was either. I was in shock, and as the black water suddenly became blue again, it was my mom's friend. My mom's friend then began to pull me on the boat, and they had to give me CPR a couple of times because the oxygen tank ran out. When I was on the boat and fully conscious, we all looked back at the water, and there were at least 5 sharks surrounding us. I think it was a shark that attacked me and dragged me to the bottom of the ocean that night. That's something that I will never forget.